Hi everyone, Nicole here. You may have seen the headlines recently. The White House is talking about banning large institutional investors from buying single-family homes. Naturally, people are reacting. Some are celebrating, some are panicking. And a lot of buyers are asking, does this mean prices will finally come down? So let's slow this down and talk about what it actually means, especially for buyers and sellers here in the Greater Princeton market. And if you find this helpful, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you want to talk through how this impacts your plan, there's a link in the comments to schedule a consultation. First, what was actually announced? The idea surfaced last week, along with public comments from President Donald Trump, framing home ownership as part of the American dream, criticizing large financial institutions, citing buying homes meant for families. Here's the key thing most headlines skips. There is no draft legislation. There is no enforcement mechanism. There is no timeline. Right now, this is a headline, not a policy. That distinction matters. Second, the most misunderstood stat in housing right now. People hear, Wall Street is buying all the homes. That sounds dramatic. It's also not supported by data. Large institutional investors own roughly 0.4 to 1% of all single-family homes nationwide. That's it. Yes, a few companies are active. No, they are not dominating the market. In places like Florida, Texas, and the parts of the Sun Belt where there's lots of newer construction and uniform housing, institutional buying has been more visible. That is not how markets like Princeton, West Windsor, Plainsboro, or Montgomery function. Third, the real issue isn't investors. The real issue is supply. We stopped building enough homes years ago. That shortage didn't start in 2020. It just got exposed in 2020. And here's the part nobody likes to say out loud. Institutional buyers are also landlords. If you remove them from the market entirely, you don't magically create affordable homes. You also reduce the supply of single-family rentals. Less rental supply can actually increase pressure on renters, not relieve it. This is why two things can be true at the same time. Large institutions owning neighborhood feels wrong to a lot of people, but banning them doesn't fix the underlying housing math. What it means for buyers? If you are a buyer watching this unfold, my advice is simple. Don't overreact to headlines. Instead, get your down payment strategy clear. Make sure your credit is in good shape. Understand what you can comfortably afford monthly, not just on paper, and work with a local agent who understands your micro market. Here's a reality check that matters more than politics. An end user always pays more than an investor. Why? Because you're not asking, does this cash flow work? You're asking, can I live my life here? That emotional and practical utility usually wins. What it means for rentals, analysts like Logan Matashami have pointed out something important. Fewer institutional buyers can mean fewer single-family rentals. That doesn't crash prices. It can actually increase demand in certain segments. So the idea that these headlines will suddenly flood the market with homes, I'm not buying it. And the data doesn't support it either. My advice moving forward, instead of getting pulled into political narratives, focus on what actually moves the needle. Define your 3 non-negotiables. Identify your 1 deal breaker and stick to your plan. Maybe your deal breaker is a busy road. Maybe it's layout. Maybe it's a school district. Clarity beats chaos every time. And yes, always talk to multiple lenders. 3 is a solid number. Rates, fees, and the strategy still matter. Bottom line is, this is a headline without a plan. It may create fear. It may create false hope. But it's not changing the fundamentals of housing, especially here in the Greater Princeton market. If you're thinking about buying or selling this year, your best move isn't reacting, it's preparing. Meet with professionals who understand your local market, your finances, and your long-term goals. That's how smart decisions get made, not from scrolling headlines. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.